I'm Kat, and this tutorial is how to make this small chevron or zigzag pattern friendship bracelet. It's a really tiny weave pattern, unlike the larger chevron that I showed you how to do before. And this is actually a much easier pattern to do. So you can do this if you've just gotten started making friendship bracelets. It does have a forward and backward knot, so if you don't know how to do the 4 types of knots, you should check out my video on how to do that. And this pattern is number 42546 on friendshipbracelets.net, and I'll put the link below for you. So the first thing I've done is cut all of my strings already to somewhere between 65 and 70 inches. It just depends on your wrist size. So I've basically cut 3 strings in each color, which is going to amount to 6 strings in each color since they're doubled over it. Then I'm just going to tie a loop over the center of all my strings. Pull that tight, and I'm just going to clip that under my board. And once you've clipped down your work, you'll need to lay out your strings in this order, and it's nice and easy since there are only 2 colors. So the first color goes on the outside, and working from outside to in, we have 1 of your first color, then 2 of your second color, then 2 more of your first color, and then the center is your second color again. And there are only 4 steps to this pattern, which is wonderful. So starting working from left to right, you're going to take your first 2 strings and tie a forward knot. So that's blue over green, forward knot, so those 2 strings switch place. Then the next one's going to be a backward knot, so that's another blue over green. Those 2 strings will switch place. The next 2 strings tie another forward knot. Those 2 strings switch place. Then tie a backward knot. So basically, if you're using blue and green, you're tying only blue knots for the whole first row. Next 2 forward knot. And the last one is a backward knot. So in case there was any confusion, that was forward knot, backward knot, forward knot, backward knot, forward knot, backward knot. Pretty simple. So for the next row, these 2 outside strings, the furthest left and the furthest right, are going to be pulled out of the mix. So you're not going to be making knots with them, so they just set them aside. And then working from left to right, you are going to do a backward knot. And make sure that you don't mix up which order your strings are in, because then your pattern will get messed up. Then do a forward knot. Next is a backward knot. Make sure I have those in the right order. Everything is a little screwy in here. Forward knot. And backward knot. So that is your second row. Now for the third row, you're going to bring those outside strings back into the mix and then reorder your strings, making sure everything is in the correct place before you tie any knots in them. Next you will do a forward knot, working from left to right. Then a backward knot. Another forward knot. Backward knot. Forward knot. And backward knot. And then you bring out this last row once again for step 4, and it's just going to be the same alternating order. So forward knot, and then the next one is going to be a backward knot. And since that first one was green, this next one's going to be blue. So this is a really simple pattern to keep track of, which is why I love it, because it has a lot of strings, but it's still really easy to do. Forward knot. Backward knot. And forward knot. Really easy, and you just keep going until your bracelet is done. And when you've gotten your bracelet as long as you need it, separate the excess string into 2 different sections and tie them off. And that is your finished bracelet.